Time for part 2 in my Happy Bias Day month, as we cover 2 romance series I quite enjoy. The first being the animated version of a manga I quite enjoy, Horimiya. Horimiya is a romance series, and those are a dime a dozen, but Horimiya is more than just a prolonged series of blunders leading to 2 individuals getting together, but shows them, actually dating and doing things actual couples do. This is something that so few series actually do. They mainly just go from getting together to marriage in one single bound. Even some of the greats aren't guilty of it. But Horimiya derives its name from its 2 main characters, Kyoko Hori and Asumi Miyamura, 2 high schoolers who one day discover the hidden side of each other. That Hori, a popular girl at school, puts being a busybody at home over socializing after school, while Miyamura seems like a loner at school, actually looks like a punk with all his piercings and tattoos. The 2 develop a friendship and start developing feelings for each other and even a budding relationship. As the series goes on, we see more of them being a couple, having dates, disagreements, and moments that deepen their bond. All of this develops a great couple, and I love watching their shenanigans. Additionally, there are side stories dealing with their friends, such as the budding romance between Ishikawa and Yoshikawa, as well as how their relationship intersects with Sakura and Yaki's story, as the 2 had feelings for the 2 previous individuals. There's also the current romance between the student class president, Sengoku, and student council member Rimi, as well as side stories about the secret side of their friends, such as Iora and Hanaka. The series develops a series of friends and couples to show off a bit of feel-good romance, as well as promote character growth and perform some comedy with the different combinations of characters. It's a efficient series, using several smaller arcs to show our characters grow, with nice little one-offs in between to show fun moments and help enhance our connection with characters, and show different sides of them, from serious moments to moments where they get to goof off. The anime highlights the best moments of each of its characters and the best bits, while hitting all the core story bits. So if you read the manga and wanted to see some of your favorite moments get animated, I highly recommend checking it out. To those who aren't familiar with the manga, I will say that I recommend reading the manga at some point, but you can still watch the series and enjoy it. It has a good core story, and I really enjoy the characters and moments between them. Plus, hey, it's something different than what the typical romance series have. The second series is 2017's Tsuredure Children, a series reminding us that, hey, romance is hard and we have no clue what we're doing, especially when we're high schoolers. So let's highlight some of those stories. From the painfully obvious to the super awkward, from those who are starting to figure it out to those still learning and making mistakes. All of them are part of growing up and figuring out how romance works. So I think it's best to go over each of the couples and the arcs they're going through. So in no particular order, let's start with Ayaka Kamine and Takeru Goto, a couple very much still in the early stages of their relationship. We get their confession and them trying to figure out how to communicate with each other, as Ayaka is shy and timid, while Hikaru is serious and a bit dense. But they're very cute, very standard stuff, but fun. There's Shichiru Takano and Takeru Sugawara playing out our painfully oblivious role, 2 people who like each other but are too scared to admit their feelings, one out of being confused by love and the other fearing rejection. We don't get to see the conclusion of the story in the anime, which is a shame, but they help fill out the working toward a confession spot out of the group. Third, we got one of my favorite couples, Masafume Akagi and Ryoko Kaji. They fill out the opposites attract role, as Akagi is the student council president and Kaji is a known delinquent, but they are very cute together. I like Akagi's straightforwardness and how he soothes Kaji. I like Kaji's arc of figuring herself out, opening up to Akagi, and putting in the effort to better herself, now that there's someone who won't abandon her if she messes up. But a very solid couple, definitely one of the quicker learners of the group. Fourth, we got Chiaki Uchimura and Kana Ijima. These 2 have definitely been with each other the longest out of anyone, but they still haven't nailed down the more intimate moments, especially when it comes to being physically intimate. So their stories are trying to gain confidence to try to be more physically intimate, and whether if they're right for each other, if they're too scared to take the risk. They're not really my cup of tea, but they have their moments, and I think there are definitely several who would enjoy their story quite a lot. Fifth, we got Kazuzuko Hosogawa and Shinji Katori, and this couple is more comedic in nature, at least in the anime, as we don't get to see their conclusion either. But Kazuko falls in love with the supposed love master of their high school, Shinji. Her arc is her trying to romance him, but it's mainly played for laughs. Very funny laughs, to be sure, but still for laughs. 6 is my least favorite couple, Chiyo Kurohara and Tako Yamane. It's basically just Takako trying to friendzone himself, even though Chiyo likes him, and it kinda struck a nerve, and led to me not really enjoying these stories. But lastly, another favorite of mine, the relationship between Jun Furuya and Yuki Minigawa. I think these 2 have some of the best chemistry and a proper mix of serious moments and funny moments. simply just a very fun couple to watch. But that's the mixed bag of reoccurring couples that the series picks and mixes into each episode, with the last episode pulling a few of these together for a conclusion. I think several of these stories are worth checking out, and even if we don't overlap in taste, I'm pretty sure a few of these couples should stick with you. So, a pretty good time, and most stories conclude in a satisfying way. So, check it out if you're looking for a quick dose of high school romance, or just need a reminder that none of us know what we're doing when it comes to romance, and you're doing okay.